Hey, Shalom. I want to give all praises unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rakar Kadash, Barakathum. Call halal to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai. Double honors to our apostles slash elders who rule well, which are GMS. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth and sincerity. A sincere Habathum. Once again, say Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai. So this lesson I'm doing today, it's a response. It's called responsibilities of a leader slash camp heads, okay, or slash camp head. And this lesson I believe is important, but we just gonna get into the scriptures and let the spirit move, because once you take the office of a camp head, responsibilities come into play. Options are limited. This video I was timid to put out because, of course, brothers in the know, or older brothers, older camp heads, they already know because they raise us up and teach us and guide us along our journeys. You know what I'm saying? But this is to brothers such as myself. Something particular I came to the light to, and I just wanted to share it with you, Akim, and hopefully it's edifying to you, Akim. You know what I'm saying? So the thing I wanted to say, like, before I get into the scriptures, is that we have to come to understanding that to be a camp head is not just to bark out orders or to basically swing your sword around and say, or I'm this and I'm that, or I'm on some type of level. It's a responsibility, and once you take on that responsibility, you lose a lot of freedom, and the scriptures are going to prove it. Okay. So we're going to go into Proverbs chapter 27, verse 23. It says, be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. So easier said than done with it. You know what I'm saying? Speaking from my experiences and what brought me to this lesson today. You know what I'm saying? It says, be thou diligent. Diligent is synonymous with the word perseverance. It's basically overcoming every obstacle to accomplish the goal, such as Moses and things like that. Moses kind of went overboard in the beginning, and that's why you got captains and lieutenants and things like that, and it broke down to that state. But once Moses got organized, it still was Moses diligently carrying, what says, I don't want to mess it up, it says diligently knowing the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. Because when you're dealing with Jake, man, that's why I say it's easier said than done. Because Jake be on some other shit, whether in the truth or not. It doesn't mean that they're perfect. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that we're perfect, even as leaders. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the subject at hand. Is that Jake be on some shit. So sometimes it can frustrate you, speaking from experience, to sit there and for lack of better words, be petty. You know what I'm saying? And say, oh, well, you gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being diligent and knowing the state of our flock, knowing what brothers are, what, you know what I'm saying, brothers, Jake, especially Judah, be nickel and diamond, or hustling, or doing some niggerish shit with certain things, not paying this bill and doing something that with the money, you know what I'm saying, coming with this new this and new that, but you ain't got this paid or that paid, and then the brother it affect the camp, man. You know what I'm saying? Then when it affect the camp, you ask brother, well, what's going on? Oh man, you don't know I got problems. I got hella problems. It's like, well, why you ain't tell me? You know what I'm saying? And that's because it comes out like that by not knowing the state of the flock. Constantly communicating with brothers, seeing where brothers are at spiritually, mentally, and also helping brothers make the proper decisions. Because I found it hard myself to, I don't like being in brothers' pockets. You know what I'm saying? I don't like being in brothers, personal lives, but you gotta be in it because brothers be tripping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Or brothers don't, if they're not tripping, they're just not in the state of making a good decision. That's why the Most High set camp heads or leaders up in positions to make sure brothers are on point, because everybody ain't gonna just get in the truth and you just got it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not on the level of the elders, elders like, Monagon, Uriahs and Arialas and Yashuambas, and you know what I'm saying, and then you got level above that with the apostles and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So our level of thinking and constructive thinking is not as advanced as the level above us, and the person that's in that leadership position has to understand that. Such as me being in the position I am, I had to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Realizing that, I'm the one that has to do the critical thinking, not like, oh, I'm the only one that's smart. No, the Most High, this is a spiritual thing. So the Most High be giving me unctions, to say, move like this, do that, do like this in camp, and in order for it to be a clear thing from the Most High, it has to be in sincerity. It can't be off of being a nigga with authority. You see what I'm saying? So I want to go into the next scripture. I want to drag it out too much, so we're gonna go into St. John. See here, St. John chapter 21, verse 15. St. John chapter 21, verse 15. So it says, so when they had dined, Yahushua said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my lambs. He said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my sheep. He said to him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua saith to him, Feed my sheep. You know what I'm saying? So basically Yahushua is getting to the point, like, you know what I'm saying? Look, man, if you love me, because who was Peter? Peter was the head. He was the cornerstone. He basically was the head of that camp under Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? You could see his second command at that time, but the Lord knew that he was going to be the head, and he would have to go through great things. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord kept reiterating, look, man, hey, feed the sheep, feed the sheep. If you love me, you're going to feed the sheep. So you can't just confuse your relationship with the Most High with not feeding the sheep, to sit there and say, oh, I'm gonna just do me, or I'm gonna do it like this because brothers are moving this way, or doing that way, and then try to like the brother said, lone wolf spirit and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the brother said, that's the gateway to falling off, right? So you can't get frustrated with because this is really talking about, okay, hitting the highways and byways, bidding to the marriage and things like that. But it also coincides with a shepherd, which is a leader, and you got sheep, which is brothers within your flock. You know what I'm saying? So that also is that, feeding brothers and helping brothers get in the right direction in a day-to-day. It's not just on the highways and things like that. This is talking about how they conduct themselves outside of the highways, even financial decisions. As a brother Ariala Micah Allah put out a fire lesson on financial decisions, man. Showing, because every time Jake say, oh man, ain't nothing but Satan, man, pockets filled with holes. But sometimes it be us, man, that's putting ourselves in those positions and allowing Satan to take over. So this is what your shepherd or camp heads or leaders are there for, to help guide you. And it all has to be sincere. It can't be vindictive. It can't be with grief. It has to be with sincere. If me as a camp head say I love the Lord, I can't sit there and watch a brother do something and he's frustrating me. You know what I'm saying? And I say, man, well, man, I'm gonna let that brother. Well, if he do that, he hard. Well, forget him. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a choice. If I say forget him, I'm basically in the mindset of calling him a fool because I'm saying he ain't right. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and say, well, I'm gonna let the brother go and he in the camp. You know what I'm saying? Uh, uh, and just let him go and be destructive. You know what I'm saying? Or be destroyed. That's basically saying he ain't right. You know what I'm saying? So I have to, in or camp heads, just this, like I said, it's all speaking from experience. You get frustrated at Jake, like, God damn, brother here, and they doing this and doing that, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Blah, blah, blah. Look, you gotta attend to the flock constantly because the Most High put you in that leadership position because it's an ordainment. You're fit for the script. So you can't sit there and get weak or frustrated of what somebody else is doing because you have a responsibility to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and somebody coming late to work all the time and be like, well, fuck it, I'm going to let him keep coming late until he get fired. You're going to lose the employee. You know what I'm saying? Especially you say you like them or you want to keep a certain amount of employees, you want to have a high turnaround rate type of deal, then you're gonna make the adjustments. You're gonna give the admonishment. You're gonna constantly be reproving and rebuking and admonishing the flock and correcting and doing things to make sure that they're on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? But once you get in your mind and say, man, this brother ain't right, then he gotta go. But you can't be, like the scriptures say, you can't be hot or cold about it, right? To be hot or cold to say, man, yeah, that brother tripping. He can't be told nothing, so I ain't gonna tell him nothing. I'm gonna let him do his thing, or you know what I'm saying? Basically that, you know what I'm saying? Or just getting frustrated with how brothers move and you just get tired of rebuking, so you just go, or you just going clicking out on brothers, or everything has, as long as we stay consistent in the leadership and in the responsibilities of being a leader, then if it's not of the Most High to have that brother in that camp, the Most High get rid of that brother. But if it's of the will of the Most High, that brother's a man of the Lord, he'll turn around. So I want to get 1 Timothy chapter 3:1. Okay, so we're gonna go back to Timothy's. Well, not go back to Timothy's. I was going into Timothy's at a point. So 1 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. We're gonna go to 13, right? It says, select out. Oh, there we go. All right, it says, this is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desire a good work. A bishop is borderline, basically a camp head. You know what I'm saying? It's the leader. It's the leader of a church that's set up. But you got many churches set up, like, you got church Philadelphia, church of this, church of that. But Yahweh Shai was the head. Then you had the disciples. You know what I'm saying? You had elders, but you still had heads of churches. You know what I'm saying? Captains and things like that. But it says he that is office of a bishop, he desire for good work, right? A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to what? Hospitality, apt to teach. So it says a bishop must be blameless. You know what I'm saying? You can't have you can't be no fucking drug dealer. You can't be a hip hop artist or some real over retarded shit. You can't be reckless. You know what I'm saying? Doing dumb shit, right? You can't be that guy in the streets. You can't be in no fucking gang. You know what I'm saying? Working doubles all the time. You know where to be found. You know what I'm saying? It says the husband of one wife. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you supposed to you don't have the liberty as another brother have to deal with many women, because if you get a woman, you got to pertain to the things of this world. So basically, in a sense, it's basically saying that you can't be out here just parlaying and getting all the pussy in the world, basically. You know what I'm saying? All the box in the world. You just moving and you see something that you like and you own it. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You work within your means because you got a responsibility outside of your personal life, right? You know what I'm saying? Your personal pleasures. When I say your personal life, your personal pleasures. You know what I'm saying? You going out, you in the grocery store, you see something, you know what I'm saying? Be like, ooh, man, that thing look good. You hop on it, get a number. And then you walk in Walmart. Oh, dang, she look good. You at work, oh, she look good. And you just constantly, adding on. You know what I'm saying? No. Now, if you got your woman, you got your little something on the side, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because the point is, because you got a responsibility to execute, guiding brothers, feeding the flock. You got a responsibility. Brothers are the sheep being fed, so they got the liberty to do these type of things, right? But not a bishop. Okay. It says vigilant, sober. So basically, no matter what's going on, the leaders have to be clear headed to make the right decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, we had a situation. We went to Des Moines, man, and we was out on the highway. We were not on the highways. We was out, in a little folly at the camp. We handled our business. We went to the crib, did a sit down, dialogue, debate, and say, hey man, let's go out, man, and go shoot some pool or something, man. We went out, and then we ran into some niggas, man, and niggas wanted to fight, wanted to get into it with the brothers. Some of the brothers was going back and forth with them, but hey, man, one of the brothers, the brother, I'm just say the name because it's through edification. The brother Mathalia, he quenched it, and the thing that stuck with me is say, hey man, we not out here for that. But the brothers were in a whole different mode. But the brother in his situation with being the bishop of that gathering, of that congregation, he made sure he was sober minded. You know what I'm saying? Because the niggas was talking shit. Niggas was swinging and swatting and instigating, and he kept the nigga just kept wanting to fight, and brothers ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm behind one of the brothers calming the dude down. The brother wanted to fight one of the brothers, not knowing he's surrounded by us. He's surrounded by at least like 10 to 12 of us, just jeffing at one brother, not knowing how many brothers around him. And brothers could have been carnal and walked his ass down the stairs, man. But the brother Mathalia put it in the aspect and through in all sincerity, all sober mindedness, all vigilance, and said, man, we're not out here for that. You know what I'm saying? And that shows, the importance of being a camp head or leader or a bishop is to be sober minded in hostile situations or situations that you should be in the element, but at the same time, you shouldn't be in that element. You know what I'm saying? Like, a motherfucker trying to fight you and shit for nothing, on some crazy shit. And you should fight this guy because he coming at you, swinging, and you got the ability to kick his ass. But at the same time, we're not out there for that. You feel me? So that's the importance of being sober. And a leader got to be like that. He can't, that brother or brother myself can't be like, the brother arguing with him, you standing behind him, and you just hit the dude, bang, and all us fighting and shit. Now we all in jail or all kind of crazy shit. You feel me? And I just wanted to, that was a little testimony. I just did it through edification. Salakia if it was too much, but it was all through edification. Which I thought was a heavy situation. It says behavior, good behavior. It says be sober minded of good behavior. Given to hospitality. So another thing is when brothers come from out of town, man. You know what I'm saying? When brothers come to your house, when brothers come out of town. And you see how Dallas treat brothers, how the brothers, me personally, when I've been to Dallas, to Chicago, to New York, to Des Moines, to Jefferson, them brothers, the hospitality is there. And a camp head is the one that orchestrates it. You know what I'm saying? So when you're in it, when you or a camp head, you are to put yourself in a position to be an able body to be able to be hospitable to the Akim. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the brothers in your own camp or it's the brothers uh, or it's the brothers outside coming from out of town, man. You know, your decision making from what type of house you have, from what type of finances you set aside, you know, is very important, right? It says it says apt to teach. You know, another thing, apt to teach. You got to always be ready on the road to answer questions. In order to answer questions, you got to know what you're talking about. You can't just wing it. It all got to be spiritual and all got to be sincere. You know what I'm saying? Because a brother might be asking you a question that may be foolish to you because you're on a certain level, or you know, sometimes a brother's problem is a brother may be weak to something that you're not weak to. So you can't just go off of what I this is what I doing. Why you know what I'm saying? A brother might be simple with women, man. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, man, this fucking brother fucking simple, man, and you just curse him out, and cause you're not simple with women. You know what I'm saying? That's not how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to execute judgment or right based off guiding that brother, man. You know, being apt to teach, you know, being ready, you know. It's also with the scriptures, of course, you know. Um, it says, not given to wine, no striker. Not of course you can't be no drunkard, be the motherfucker that's out as rocker, you know, amongst the congregation, because somebody got to be the designated driver type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Not actually talking about, you know, we can get Ubers and shit. I'm not talking about literal driver. I'm talking about somebody got to be the smart one of the, or somebody got to be the person that's on a shit and cognitive amongst the brothers. It's all right to drink with the brothers, but you don't want to be pissy drunk where everybody's pissy drunk. Somebody got to still be cognitive to to make sure the flock is okay. Okay. It says not greedy of filthy lucre. Basically, you know, like I said, you trying to get money low key. You working, hey, working doubles, hustling. You know, always trying to flip some money or some shit. You get, you know, the Most High gonna provide. Okay, that's not too much to go into. It's just simple. It says, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous. You know what I'm saying? I always want to get, you know, especially being on the highway, being the first motherfucker to squabble. You know, hey, that used to be me, man. Be on the highway. I used to be the first brother take off his garment, ready to go. You know what I'm saying? And all that, you know, and I had to learn, man, because at the end of the day, after going through that, it's like shit, now we gotta lead the highway because the police gonna come and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So it's called by leading by example. Okay? And the apple don't fall far from the tree. You know a man by his fruit, right? Uh, um, it says, one that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of the Most High? You know what I'm saying? So you gotta know how to your house out of order, your woman going off on you in the middle of camp and shit, you know what I'm saying? Or you can't have brothers over because your woman tripping, or you know what I'm saying? How you gonna be a leader if you can't control your own house? If that woman acting like that, you gotta get rid of her ass, man. You know, scripture says she don't go as you would have her, cut her off and give her a bill of divorce, right? But outside of that, if, you know, the woman be pleased to dwell with you, and she, you know, you should be able to know how to govern your house. You should be able to have, if you're a bishop, you should be able to have the ability to, if somebody come from out of town, to have them come over and have hospitality. You should be able to execute these things within the scripture without, you know, your household tripping. You see what I'm saying? Uh, it says not a novice. Okay, so basically you supposed to be. It's important for you study. I mean, they supposed to study, but you supposed to study. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to, cause you're the go-to guy. You can't be a novice and I don't really, you know what I'm saying? You know, but at the same time, you stay humble, cause certain brothers be having gifts that you don't have. You know what I'm saying? But you still don't want to be a motherfucker. You just got the passion. You know what I'm saying? You got to have something of knowledge and expertise, for lack of better words, right? It says, not a novice, least being lifted up with pride, he fall into the condemnation of the devil. You know what I'm saying? Moreover, he must have a good report of them which are without. Who are them which are without? You know, such as brothers that came here under, speaking from my personal experience, brothers that came here, it's important for them to have a good report from me, or about me, when they go out, back out to where they went. You know what I'm saying? Which is very important, how you carry yourself. You don't sit there and get all uptight, like, I work in a hospital, so, or nursing homes, and when state come, everybody, the manager get all, everybody clean up, and then the state come through, and you see them, you see the head nurse acting all bougie and shit. Yeah, we do. And you be like, man, motherfucker ain't like that. You can't be corny like that. So when like a brother come through, a high ranking brother, an elder, or apostle come through, and you all, hey, you super spiritual. Nah, you supposed to be like that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's very important that you have a good report, and your camp is ran properly, man. They can't show up and it's in disarray, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a good report. Not only does the camp have a good report, but your actions gotta have a good report. Okay? It says verse 8, likewise must the deacons be grave. All right? And who are the deacons? That's basically your second in command. You know what I'm saying? Your right hand man, so to speak, not given to much wine, not greedy of filthy lucre, holding the mystery of the faith in a pure conscience. And let these also first be proved, and let them use the office of a deacon, being found blameless. Right? So once you take this office, you take the responsibility. You can't sit here and I'm a deacon, so what? I'm just regurgitating the orders and giving out the orders. It's very important to execute these orders, but at the same time, um, you got to stay within order. You can't just be a mockingbird, but you got to understand and have that same type of passion as the bishop, right? Okay, and it says, even so must their wives be grave, not slanderers, sober, faithful in all things. Let the deacons be the husbands of one wife, ruling their children and their own house as well. For they have used the office of a deacon, well purchased to themselves a good degree and great boldness in the faith which is in Yahushua Mashiach. And when you talking about, going to deacons or lieutenants, I always like to go to Abner and David. You know what I'm saying? When David was when David's in his in the right spirits, doing everything, ruling, Abner was there. Abner was ready to execute every action David did. When David was exiled outside of the kingdom, who was there with him in exile? It was Abner. You know what I'm saying? This is a different lesson for a different time, but this is an example of how to be a good right hand man, a second in command, and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And then what else? I'm trying to think. Oh yeah. This is the main point. Abner at a point went off. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm talking about went off, he went against David's will. What he did, he killed Joab. Because when David got back on his A game, he started getting Israel back tidy. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things he did was took Saul's house in. And a part of Saul's house was Joab. Now Abner and Joab was like arch rivals. But David was like, yo, man, bring him in, we all cool. But Joab was salty about him killing Ashel, and basically he had Joab killed, man. And what happened? David had him executed because he went off and did what? Defied the orders, man. Based off what he thought was what was right. You know what I'm saying? So That's why I said let everything be done decently and in order. Some people, and just speaking from experience, brothers that think that getting out of order is right because it seemed right. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I need to tell this brother something. Man, just follow order. If you got a problem with the order, then just get the fuck. You know what I'm saying? If you got a problem with the order, just go about your business. But you handle order and let the Most High take care of the rest, man. You know what I'm saying? You keep order and let the Most High take care of the rest. For example, the brothers in ATL, man, and what they went through, man. They held rank. They didn't spaz out. You ain't know until it was brought forth, via through the apostles, man. So that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to go into. Just going into the fact that once you take that responsibility of being a bishop or a camp head or sergeant or assistant camp head or second in command, you take the responsibility. It's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of things that you lose on a personal note. You know what I'm saying? You can't look at it's like, oh, I'm losing out. You know what I'm saying? And missing out. You got to execute to your best abilities the offers that's presented to you, and that offers that's presented to you is presented to given by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So with that being said, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Call law to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakal Kodash, the Bonsai apostles / elders who rule well with your GMS. Blessed salutations to you brothers out there teaching and enduring truth, sincerity. And you few women that follow, a sincere Habathum Zaquayim. Shalom.